So, I mean, ValuuExecs, I want to start off with. So, obviously, the important thing for me with ValuuExecs is we're a different community because we make it about the member, not about the community. So we follow the Ubuntu principle. I am because we are. And in my experience of other communities, they're all good and you meet lots of people. But in the end, it's about how much work you put into the community. And then the community tends to benefit, not the member. So the reason we're doing it differently is because we want to grow the profile of the people in our community so that they get the work out of the community. And it is just about getting the work. And the work is to add value to customers. So how do we do that? We obviously have our podcast, we have our YouTube series, so that's part of it. But we also want members to, when they're doing their content, like they should be on LinkedIn and however they're doing it, we want them to promote it in the group so they get help from people in the community as well. And then when they're getting leads, be it through what we're doing, which should be classed as demand leads, if they can't handle it, they should be posting it in the group as well, share with others, or share it with someone they trust to do the work so their reputation is still good. We don't charge a high fee. It's £500 a year. That's just to cover the community cost. And the idea is that, everyone should get a lot of value out of the community and we should get, we shouldn't be running at a loss basically. But, we'll grow it as we need to grow it. We don't get involved in the commercial deal, which is very important too. So some communities will try and own that deal, make it complicated. We don't want to do that. We just want to do the introduction and we want to just check in with the customer to make sure they got a good result out of the engagement. And we want to check, obviously, with the member who did the work, was it a good experience for them? And the idea is, in theory, is if the customer sees benefit or the member sees benefit, that they'll both come back again and again, and that could lead to more opportunities, be they bigger, longer, whatever. So that's it. We will limit the size of the group roughly to about 120, maybe 150 at the most of paying subscribers. And that's what it is, a subscription yearly, because we want everyone to know each other. We host a monthly meetup at the moment. We might make that more often. And we're also starting now the masterclasses with the members, presenting their skills. And again, this is generating content. And again, the content is not generated to improve ValuuExecs. It's to promote the skills and knowledge of the member in a forum that had do it themselves would be more difficult to do. So yeah, that's ValuuExecs. That's how we do it differently. So typically guys get concerned about paying. Why should you pay? And the reason why you pay, well, obviously, is because we're doing the work, and it's a sharing of resources. So instead of everyone having their own marketing person, they pay one fee and we do the marketing stuff. It's also, well, why must, if I'm paying, what happens if I don't like it? So there's a trial period as well. I mean, this is not a guaranteed thing. I mean, that's why the fees are not small, not high. I mean, that's why they are small. Because if I said, pay me £50,000 a year and I guarantee you a gig, then that's a very different ballgame. What we're just doing is creating a like-minded community that has to cover its costs. And the fee thing is usually something that someone that does this kind of work pay off in a day's work, half a day's work. So, very small outlay if you're working. And yes, everyone's got their own networks, which is great. And yes, most people in this will get their leads from their network. But this is a way of increasing your exposure without having to do too much work. And the other thing is that when you do fractional work, and this is quite important, we should have actually brought this up in the beginning, but the important thing about when you do fractional work is that when you get busy, you don't do your networking, you don't do your marketing. So what this is doing is making you accountable to do that stuff. So when you are busy, someone else is doing marketing, because when you're not busy, you should be doing the marketing. And then when you are busy, you still got that monthly catch up you can do, but when you're not busy, you can do more than just your monthly catch up. So that's the idea. Is it's sort of a dovetail effect. So the other thing, which we now have enough collateral around, is what does it look like? So we have enough members doing the YouTube series, some of them on the podcast as well, so we can reference those things and share them. I also try and get members to talk to current members. So we have a few of those now. So that's a thing we can do. And I say there's a trial. I'm also happy if people aren't happy after a year to, provided we've done all the things we should have done, like the YouTube series and the podcast episode, all that stuff, to refund